Good evening. You're watching Monday night's edition of Primetime News on MTV Sports. My name is Ravi Gamage.
And I'm Punchani Ebrusingh. Time now to take a look at your headlines.
New Chief Ministers of North Central and Sabaragamu provinces sworn in. University teachers and students march to Colombo. Courts grant permission for Malika Silva and Rehan Vijayaratne to travel overseas. And the President rejects parliamentarian Malini Fonseca's resignation.
The position of Chief Minister in the North Central Province has been the subject of much debate in the recent past. The position finally went to S.M. Ranjit today. S.M. Ranjit took his oath as the new Chief Minister of the North Central Province at the Presidential Secretariat in Colombo this afternoon, while former Chief Minister of the Sabaragamu Province, Mahipala Herath, was sworn in the position once again.
The new chief ministers were sworn in before President Mahinda Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat today. S.M. Ranjit, who polled the most number of preferential votes from the Anuradhapura district, took oaths as the Chief Minister of the North Central Province today. Mahipala Herath was sworn in as the Chief Minister of the Sabaragamu Province. The new Chief Minister of the Eastern Province, Najib A. Majid, also took his oath before the President today. Meanwhile, the new ministers in the North Central and Sabaragamu Provincial Councils were also sworn in today. Thereby, Punchi Bandar Ratnayaka, Peshala Jayaratne, H.P. Semasinghe and K.H. Nandasena were sworn in as ministers of the North Central Provincial Council. Meanwhile, Anukumar Rahubadda, Srilal Vikramasinghe, Ranjit Bandara and Prabhat Banumanupriya took oaths as ministers of the Sabaragamu Provincial Council. Vimala Veera Disanayaka, Mira Siddhi Umar Lebbe, Ahmad Nasir Sainal Abdin and Ibrahim Mohammed Mansoor were sworn in as Eastern Provincial Council members. We fight for votes and we achieve victory. But I need to publicly state to the members of the cabinet, the ministers and everyone else that this is the last time that the chief minister will be chosen through preferential votes. This will not take place hereafter. We will impose the same system to elect members to the Pradesh Sabhas, to the provincial councils as well, and elections will be held at electoral level. The governor will have a significant role to play in this process. Meanwhile, former North Central Province Chief Minister Bertie Premala Disanayaka took his oaths before President Rajapaksa as a minister of the North Central Province.
Up next is a look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa has refused to accept the letter of resignation submitted by UPFA parliamentarian Malini Fonseca. This was confirmed to News First by presidential media spokesperson Bandula Jayasekara. General Secretary of Parliament Dhammika Disanayaka stated that this afternoon that he had received MP Malini Fonseca's letter of resignation. He added that the letter of resignation had been forwarded to the Elections Commissioner.
In other local news, the Colombo Fort Magistrate today granted permission for the son of Minister Mervyn Silva, Malika Silva and Rehan Vijayaratne, who have been named as suspects in the assault of an army major attached to military intelligence, to leave the country temporarily. This was following a request made by the Defence Council in court today. Meanwhile, one of the suspects alleged to have assaulted the major and a corporal who was accompanying him was identified by the major at an identification parade held in court today.
The suspect was identified when the 5 individuals in remand custody in connection with the incident were produced in an identification parade today. However, the corporal who was with the major at the time of the assault was unable to identify any of the suspects. The magistrate ordered an investigation be conducted on the army major and a report be submitted to court on the allegation that he had abused his office to provide private security to a casino owner. The Defence Council informed court today that Malika Silva, who is employed as Minister Mervyn Silva's personal secretary, needs to travel to the US from the 5th of October to the 7th of November on official duty. The lawyers also notified court that Rehan Wijeratne is intending to travel overseas with his mother, who is an ambassador, to pursue higher education. Meanwhile, the Colombo Crimes Division notified court today that suspicion has arisen with regard to the complainant following a statement made by his commanding officer. The police stated that information had come to light that the complainant had not visited the luxury hotel where the alleged assault had taken place on official business. Meanwhile, the suspects in remand custody were released on sureties of 100,000 rupees and cash bail set at 50,000 rupees each. The magistrate also ordered that the suspect, who was identified in the identification parade, to report to the Slave Island police on the last Sunday of every month. The magistrate, who also called for a comprehensive report on the army major, postponed further hearings to the 26th of November.
Meanwhile, the UMP has called on the authorities to safeguard the life of the army major involved in the case.
Major Chandan Pradeep's spine was broken by. It was this government that created the trend of change in the real story with that of the governments. The army was unable to protect their major, who served the country for 16 years in battle. Even when this incident took place, he was gathering intelligence and was on official duty. But the army could not protect him. When the underworld cracked open his skull, the government broke his spine. This is what they did.
Meanwhile, Minister of Land and Land Development Janaka Bandara Tennakon expressed these views at an event in Dambulla today.
Those who engage in politics must remember that it is a public service. There are children who look at us. The people are looking at us. I have 2 sons and 2 daughters, and I can say with pride that my children, who are adults, have never seen a club. Even today, before they go on any journey, they come and pay their respects to me and my wife. That is how we have raised our children. People who engage in politics must set an example.
The 64th General Debate of the United Nations General Assembly, featuring representatives of 193 countries, will begin tomorrow and will continue for a period of 1 week at United Nations headquarters in New York. News First Shamir Rasuldeen reports from the United Nations headquarters in New York.
The general debates of the United Nations General Assembly will officially open tomorrow, and an estimated 123 world leaders have already arrived in New York to outline their country's General Assembly priorities. Most states will have a representative speaking about issues concerning their country and the hopes for the coming year as to what the UNGA will do. The theme of the 67 sessions of the United Nations General Assembly is the peaceful settlement of international disputes. The deterioration situation in Syria is to dominate the 67 sessions of the United Nations General Assembly. The role of the United Nations has come under scrutiny in the Middle East and even Asia for its role of handling the issues plaguing many countries. During the bilateral meetings with heads of states and government representatives on the sidelines of the general debates, the Secretary General of UN will try to cement some other issues that have cropped up. The General Assembly is the main deliberative, policy-making and representative organ of the United Nations. Comprising all 193 members of the United Nations, the General Assembly meets in regular sessions intensively from September to December each year and thereafter as required.
The opening of the regular sessions of the United Nations General Assembly will begin tomorrow. Vuk Jeremic from Serbia, who was elected president of the 67th sessions of the United Nations General Assembly, is due to address the sessions tomorrow. On the 24th, that's next week, the high-level meeting on the rule of law will take place, while the general debates, of course, will begin on the 25th of this month.
Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa will not be attending the 67th sessions of the United Nations General Assembly, and it would be Professor G.L. Paris, the Minister of External Affairs, who would be attending the sessions this time. News First, of course, will keep you fully updated with regard to all the developments that will take place from the UN headquarters here in New York. I'm Shamir Rasuldin reporting for News First from the UN headquarters in New York, USA.
Well, the opening day of the 2012 Clinton Global Initiative annual meeting was held in New York yesterday. News First Shamir Rasuldin filed this report from New York as well.
The 2012 annual meeting of the Clinton Global Initiative got underway here in New York on Sunday under the patronage of Mr. Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States. 700 leaders in the spheres of politics, business and also climate change have gathered here for the three-day summit. Many issues ranging from climate change, economy and also women's affairs will be dealt with during the three-day summit. The theme for this year is Designing for Impact. The event is being held on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, which will get underway on Tuesday. I'm Shamir Rasuldin reporting for News First from the CGI in New York.
Thank you, Shamir. We look forward to more of your updates. Well, in other local news, residents of the Settikulam Relief Village were resettled in their villages today. The resettlement took place under the auspices of the 1 Security Forces Commander, Major General Boniface Pereira. The Settikulam Relief Village, which housed internal displaced persons for the past 3 years, was shut down today. 1,061 individuals resided at the Settikulam Relief Village. These IDPs were resettled in their original lands in the Manduvil and Kekapapilau areas in Mulethiu.
And time now for a short commercial break.
Stay with News First, but here's a look at what's still coming up on the news.